Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you been waiting for new stories? I have 3 new ones for you today, all very interesting. So enjoy the stories, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. 4 years ago, when my niece was just 6 months old, social services intervened and took my niece from my brother, Lance, 30 now, and his girlfriend, Angela, 28 now. Fake names. They were 24 and 26 at the time, respectively. They had been in a relationship for 18 months, 3 months before pregnancy. She lied about being on the pill. They're not good people. If they weren't family, I would not associate with them. Basically, they were smoking and had known D dealers in the house. Social services was concerned, and when they visited, they entered the property, top-floor apartment, with police. When they heard the baby crying and no one responding, they were on the top floor, called for police for authority to enter. They were down 3 flights of stairs in the garden getting high. The baby was alone for at least 45 minutes, unattended in a walker. A small amount of other D were found on the premises, but claimed to belong to a visitor, not them, but left on the coffee table in reach of baby. My niece, Anna, 6 months at the time, was removed by social services and placed in a temporary home for almost 2 weeks. I applied to take temporary custody at this point and was granted, conditions being that I could not contact my brother or his girlfriend, and contact with Anna was not allowed unless in an official contact center. They did have a few visits, but social services stopped them as they were often drunk or high. My parents and Angela's parents also applied to take Anna, but were declined for various reasons. I was deemed the best option. At this point, my parents, normally intelligent, rational people, were blindsided and believed my brother was set up, and social services just wanted to take Anna. Lance is the golden child. Angela and Lance were aggressive and irrational with social services. They also increased the amounts they were drinking and smoking. They were both unemployed and living on benefits. They also regularly threatened to just take Anna back by force. I went through the official channels to be a guardian of Anna until Lance and Angela were deemed fit. Although with time, it was clear they were getting worse. At the time, I had my own home, with a mortgage, and my fiancé, Luke. Luke and I broke up after I had been taking care of Anna for 3 months, as he felt I didn't have time for him. The split was mutual, as he didn't care for Anna, and she was my priority. My parents would babysit Anna on Saturdays while I did the weekly grocery shopping, probably about 2 hours or less. I had made it clear that they were not allowed to see Lance or Angela at this time. After doing this for about 6 weeks, realizing about halfway around the supermarket that my purse was in the diaper bag, I went back to my parents' house to find Lance and Angela with Anna. I immediately took her away from them and took her shopping with me. As I entered, they called me names and threatened me. I felt conflicted, but I was aware that by allowing it to happen, I would lose Anna. My parents were then restricted, by myself, to visit Anna at my home, and I would never leave her alone with them, as I could not trust them. They continually said that if I had not volunteered to take her, that Lance and Angela would still have her, which is ridiculous. They also said that I was stealing Anna, and that I was even using her to replace a miscarriage I had had over a year before Anna was born. They weren't nice people at this point, so I went low contact with them. SS, Social Services, was very good with me and supported me in any way they could, and we had a great caseworker. I kept her informed of everything that happened. This further upset my parents, who saw SS, specifically our caseworker, as the devil incarnate. Just after Anna's first birthday, my parents gave me an awkward apology and asked to see Anna more. With social services advice, I gave them access to see her. I still never left them alone with her. Angela's parents have regular contact with Anna, and she adores them. She sleeps over with them once in a while. I had to call parents out on telling Anna that I took Anna from her real parents. This again caused a rift. I made it quite clear that I would not accept this behavior from them. They apologized begrudgingly. I feel my mother is the ringleader, and my father just goes along with her for an easy life. During this time, I was reported to SS by a concerned neighbor for shouting at Anna regularly, something I've never done. I believe that this was my parents, although I have no proof. Anna attends a nursery. She started school in September. But I'm at work and my boss is very accommodating to our situation. The nursery is a 5-minute walk from my work. I am the only person authorized to collect Anna. On 2 occasions, Angela has tried to pick her up. I assume my mother has told her where Anna is. I never told my mother, but it makes logical sense that I'd have to get close to me. Also seems strange that she knew when I would be there. I have never misled Anna that I am her biological mother. However, from a young age, she has called me Mum. I didn't stop her, but she knows I am her aunt. She has pictures of her parents in her room. She has phases of asking about them and phases of not. It's very difficult to explain to her why she isn't with her parents. Why did I teach her the word? Why? They currently have no contact with her, court-ordered. My brother is apparently sobered up, but I haven't spoken to him in over 12 months. I adore Anna and want to make her officially my daughter. Legally, it has been a complicated process, which I won't go into, but by adopting her, I know she will stay with me and be safe. My biggest fear is Anna going into a children's home and never seeing her again. I'm also terrified she would be mistreated or something. I don't feel that she would be loved by other people the way I do. My priority is her safety and happiness. My personal life has taken a big hit. Now I'm single. Don't date because parenting comes first. Now, before the end of January, the legal process should be completed for me to fully adopt Anna. My parents have informed me that if I do this, they will never speak to me again. They have fought the fact Anna is with me from day one. They have also convinced my entire family, except for my own grandparents, that I am a bad mother. Social services have completed a full investigation and have told me I'm doing just fine. I have low contact with them at the moment anyway, but I just want some reassurance. Did I do the right thing? I don't want to keep Anna from my parents or her extended family, but I need to protect her and she needs to know I will always be here. I'm just looking for other people's opinions. Am I doing the right thing? In my opinion, OP is a wonderful person for taking in this vulnerable child and giving her a stable home and upbringing. If OP's parents are so toxic and enabling Lance that they threaten to cut OP out for taking care of her niece, then good riddance, to be honest. They are just as dysfunctional as Lance for attacking OP for trying to protect this precious young girl. OP is doing the right thing. She should not second-guess herself. She is protecting a young child that cannot protect herself. There are so many kids that have nobody to speak for them. OP is doing the best thing in the world for this girl. Edit. I will take all the advice and will be looking into moving, making sure Anna's financial future is secure and that we are both safe. At this point in time, I will be cutting all contact with the toxic parts of my family tree. And if there ever comes a time for Angela or Lance to make any contact, they won't be just jumping through hoops. I have planned treacherous walks along hot coals and around assault courses that demons would be proud of to protect my little girl. Update. Hi guys, I have recently moved, changed my job to another branch, with a promotion. Anna is adjusting really well and is so happy that her mom is officially her mom. We completed the adoption and had a little party, just the 2 of us. I even got my first proper Mother's Day card, with the help of Angela's mother, from Anna. I never thought I'd be so happy. Anna still sees her bio mother's parents, and they love her. I went no contact with my parents. I really have nothing more to say about them. It's a severed tie that will stay that way. I have started communicating with Angela via post to a P.O. box so she doesn't know where I am. She has written letters for me to give to Anna one day. I have read them all and saved them for Anna one day if she wants them. Angela sounds remorseful and has given me proof of being clean. I'm not ready to allow her any access to Anna, and she would have to do a huge amount to be allowed near her. Lance hasn't shown any interest in his daughter. Mainly, Anna is happy, I'm her mother, and that's all that matters. I've also started seeing someone special that Anna is excited to meet, and she's already trying to plan a wedding. A little backstory. My grandparents are wealthy, which I think is significant to the story because it's the reason why they get away with treating people horribly. The rest of the family puts up with it so they don't get cut from whatever inheritance there might be. My Grammy has always picked favorites. She has a favorite child and grandchild. My dad has always said that if you're lucky enough to be one of the favorites, the world is at your fingertips, and if you're not, you're left out with the trash. I was the favorite for the first 17 years of my life because I was the only granddaughter. The rest of the grandkids were all boys. My Grammy and I were really close, and we spent a lot of time together. My parents had opened their own business, and they were gone most of the time. So my Grammy was kind of like my mom. She picked me up from school, took me to all my extracurricular activities, etc. We were really close. Then, my messed up uncle, who is the favorite, had twin girls when I was 17. My grandparents are like parents to them too, because he and his wife are always in and out of rehab. It's a long story, but basically, my Grammy has enabled my uncle's D use and gambling for 40 years, all because he's the favorite, so he just keeps getting more and more money for more D and gambling. So now the twins are the favorites, and I'm left out in the trash with the rest of the family. Now I know how they must have felt this whole time. Every time I've seen my Grammy for the past 6 or so years, she's incredibly cruel and very, very critical. Granted, I don't see her often because she's always with the twins. I recently got engaged, and she told me she didn't like my engagement ring. At my brother's wedding, the only thing she said to me was that I shouldn't be drinking fattening drinks while I was sipping on a vodka and cranberry. I try calling her, and she never calls me back. We have no relationship now, and it's not from my lack of trying. Things like that. This Christmas, we were all together, and she never stopped taking care of the twins to acknowledge anyone else's presence, except for when she announced that my room in her house is now for one of the twins. She also spent a long time talking about how it's not too late for my fiancé to call off the engagement in front of the whole family, and it didn't sound like she was joking. She also told everyone that I was too fat to ski this year, as we were going the next day. Side note, I'm not even fat, but for some reason, she has been obsessed with my weight my entire life. She started telling me that I needed to diet when I was in elementary school, and I think it's part of the reason I have low self-esteem as an adult. Anyways, so all of these events transpired just before dinner. At the table, she asks me in a very nasty voice, "So what did you learn today?" And I just lost it. I really couldn't hold it back. It wasn't so much screaming as it was uncontrollable sobbing, and I just got out, "You're a really rude and nasty person, and this is my last Christmas with you." And then I left, and haven't seen her since. The thing is that she is an open wound inside me that I try to fill with anger about her favoritism and criticism. But deep down, it's this immense hurt and loss that comes out as tears when the anger gets brushed away. I'm done with her. I don't want to apologize, even though my parents are basically forcing me to. I don't want to hear her mean comments at my wedding as she dotes on her favorite twins. But also, she's my grandmother, and I still want her in my life. But I want the old Grammy. I'm not sure what I should do. I understand OP wants the old Grammy, but there is no such thing. She was always this nasty, cold-hearted person. It just wasn't directed at OP. Now that OP is no longer receiving the benefits of being a favorite, OP is seeing the real her. People like this love to use their attention and money to keep other people dancing on their strings. So even if she suddenly flipped and decided to dote on OP again, it would always carry the threat that it could be taken away if OP didn't appease her. I doubt OP really wants a person like that in her life. OP should take this as a lesson learned, that if someone is nice to you but nasty to others, they're not actually nice. A couple of weeks ago was my 3-year anniversary with my girlfriend. We have a very loving relationship, no problems there. We have met each other's parents. I have the utmost respect for her parents, and from what my girlfriend and I can surmise, they have nothing but respect and admiration for me, my life goals, and my love for their daughter. During one of my frequent visits to her parents' house, her father pulled me aside and handed me $1,000 in cash, with the express request that I was to treat ourselves to an anniversary dinner for the ages. His words. He told me that it was up to me whether or not my girlfriend knew where the money came from, but that he just wanted us to have a good time. He knows that I have been having financial issues lately as I put myself through my last year of college and live in a very frugal lifestyle. I don't like to hide things from my girlfriend, so of course I told her about this gift and she promised to play dumb if it ever came up in the future. Anyways, a few days and Yelp hits later, we did end up having a very good anniversary dinner at the most expensive restaurant in town. $260 steaks, a couple of bottles of champagne and dessert, all part of a romantic package. With tip, I ended up spending about $980 of the $1,000, and we used the remaining $20 to tip the valet. Since the dinner, I started to feel a very cold reception from her parents, especially her father, whenever we go visit their house. My suspicions were confirmed when her father called me to tell me that he wanted every cent of that money back, or he will make things very uncomfortable for me and make sure I am never welcome in their house again. I have gotten scary calls at work, during which he threatens to get his lawyer to contact me and have my wages garnished. There was never any agreement for me to pay him back, and the money was for us to treat ourselves to an unforgettable anniversary night on the town. I have felt a lot of tension in the air now between my girlfriend and I, as she feels embarrassed and also compelled to cut all ties with her father. But I also sense that she thinks I swindled her father in some way. As you can imagine, this has put me in a very awkward position. I am a hard-working college student with not a lot in the way of money, who feels like he got caught in the middle of an attempt to be shooed away from his girlfriend. My girlfriend says that she may have let it slip that I told her where the money was from, but I didn't get why this would make her father have a change of heart. Somehow, I think OP's girlfriend's father was expecting OP to propose to his daughter.